Hi, good morning. How are you on this fabulous Monday morning? On this, not Monday, sorry, Friday morning. It feels like Monday. It's a new week, right? But it's not. It's Friday morning. So, how are you today? I hope you're doing well this morning. Yesterday was wonderful. It was a perfect day to go on an endless walk, and it was stunning outside. So, everything looked good. Of course, this morning I got in to get started, and of course, Facebook had a change. So there's a new way of booking it. I haven't figured. Hi, Dawn. How are you doing? She goes question back. No, Dawn. It's Friday. I can see that. Good for Friday morning. I guess maybe I should have gone back to Monday. So Facebook changed some things again today. So anyway, I don't know what you got, but I went in and tried to schedule it for 8, and it gave me all sorts of options. And me and technology, we are so good. We are such good friends, technology and I. If there was a case, they would forbid me from using it. So that's how bad it is with me and technology. But here we go. So how are you guys? Anyway, I am I lost a few days too. Thanks, Don. I know, but you're sick, right? So anyway, good morning, everybody. And how are you doing today? I know Don is doing better, and I hope COVID leaves you alone, Don. So you should be fine. Written to self to this morning. You are a beautiful, healthy person, and that's the one thing we have to remember: is always decide who we are every day. So you're a beautiful, healthy person, Don, and that is what matters, and all of us. So we are pushing for that, and that's the greeting to self. So once you said that, it doesn't matter what anything, including COVID, want to do. You believe you're beautiful and healthy. So, and your mantra for today is I listen to my body. In this day and age, with all what's going on in our life, it's important to remind ourselves we listen to our body. When our body tells us enough is enough, we need to know enough is enough. And what we should do about it is stop, take a pause, and listen to what our body has to say. So many times our body is talking to us, and we are not paying any attention to what it is saying. So here we are, and it is a wonderful morning. So the one thing we can do is get going. Our body says this, we follow the line that it gives us. So my morning blessing to you today is your method of movement on your quest towards your vein of gold. So since we started Monday with the vein of gold, getting what you want, working on the things you desire in your life and finding them, and we had four so far different ways. First, recognizing that your success, your goals, your plan is your vein of gold. Your desire is what you want, your vein of gold. You need to find it, tap into it, and it's only when you open it up you will find everything that makes it complete, that helps you to be successful. Then you have to download the stuff that's in your head so that you are able to turn around and make sure once you download all that stuff that's coming that is not necessary on that journey onto paper, you forget it and destroy it. Then you also had to decide who are going to be your companions on that vein of gold, and you had all and your work and all the things you had to do with that. So today though is how are you going to get it? What is the best way to go on that quest? What can you do to go on that quest today? So that is one of the things in your vein of gold. One of the most powerful tools for finding your vein of gold is walking. I know everybody's going, and that's what you're building up to. Yes, walking. It is a great tool to help find creativity. Walking is just absolutely wonderful for you to be able to find who you are. Good morning, Corinne. And if you are not out walking during the time of creativity, movement of the legs, it's not in a car. You don't go driving because you need to concentrate on driving or riding a bike. So one of the most powerful tools for finding your vein of gold and everything you need to do to put it together is walking, and that's a great tool to find your creativity. Walking is great for inspiration. It has been for time immemorial. Cultures have always gone on junkets looking for new ways to create new and improve their lives and make their lives better. We know that. During a walk, you constantly see new images, which helps you stimulate your creativity. And that is one of the things you will always notice. On a walk, it's things around you that cause you to see. It's not you're walking and you will notice a simple thing. You might just see a tree for the first time, or a squirrel, or a chipmunk. Sometimes we keep ourselves away from being on a walk because of fear of what we will encounter and what doors might open towards the vein of gold. On a walk, even if you're with a friend, you will and you're speaking, you will still see other things. So will they. Thoughts will come, creativity will knock in, and all of a sudden, while you're walking with a friend, there's complete silence. You're not talking anymore about what you just keep walking, and the companion and being together is enough to keep you guys going. So that is what you do when you are on looking for your vein of gold. When you're looking for what you want, when you're planning, when you're searching for that wonderful thing. So all those steps are necessary. You know that. You empty your mind, you find your walking partners, and then you keep going. And now you have people that are supporting you. So now you need to go and find the creation. What I need to do? What is the next step? How do I attack this? What I know for sure is that we can walk from problems to solutions. I have done it. You can walk from a problem that is nagging at you to a solution. So you take the problem out on a walk and you say, okay, so you're not going to get fixed, you're not going away, let's walk it out. And it's like talking to somebody, but the problem will come with you. You're not going to leave it alone. But boom, while you're on that long walk, and it doesn't have to be a fast walk. When they went searching in the olden days, they didn't gallop through a walk. I had the experience walking with somebody, and they're walking like they're mad hatter. The same speed they left to walk, the same speed they were coming back with. There was no time that their body went down or they dropped. So you can tell the mind was moving a mile a minute about anything but observing what's on the walk. So for me, when I am stumped about what to do, even with the morning blessings, I go on a walk. When I don't know what to do and I am looking for a topic, hi Deborah, I go on a walk. I decide that is the best thing for me to do is get on that walk. And I go for an hour or more until I get it. If I feel blocked, whether it's in my writing or coaching, I go for a walk to have the walk take away the block. So I know when I go for the walk, the block will disappear. It just happens. And when you're looking and you're searching and you have to make a decision about your life, don't say take the problem for a walk. Yeah, I take the problem, let's go. So because you cannot sit with it, you need to shake it up. When we get inspiration, we are drawing from a perfect space. So when we get the inspiration while we're on the walk, it's different. It's absolutely open. The sky is above you, but it's not pressing on you. The trees are around you, but they're not falling on you. The ground supports you. Everything around you is there, but they're not crushing you into a corner. The block will. So you have to take the block on a walk and let the block itself understand what is going on. When we get inspiration, we are getting it all the time, but sometimes we are so blocked we cannot find it. Walking causes our movement to be balanced and constant. So when we are walking, the movement doesn't change. We don't boom, we don't stop, we don't crouch, we just keep walking. With that, our breath becomes regular and it ascends. And when your breath ascends, it gives you a new thing because now you're sending new blood through your vein to your different parts of your body. And pilgrimages, great pilgrimages, all took place with walk for many, many centuries. You had the pilgrims did it, the druids did it, all the Tibetans did it. We are on a quest on our pilgrimage when we turn inward, teaching, looking for an answer. So when we go inside and we're looking for an answer, we are actually on a pilgrimage. And to get it flowing, we must step out. We must make our legs move. And that is one of the things I ask people to do now and again. Tell your legs you're grateful for having them because, man, they go wherever you want them to go. And the day they stop going, that's the day they say, come on, let's do it. So walking in silence is when great ideas and powerful thoughts emerge. So when you're walking and you know you have this heavy block, something is bothering your problem. On walking's problem solves themselves. You go with it, you say, you know, I have to take it. I cannot find what I'm looking for. I'm not getting it from sitting here, from walking in this house, or from lying down in bed. Get up and go out and breathe. Everywhere. Walking is a sure way to tap into our spiritual power, which causes our creativity to expand far beyond what we think of the summit of creativity. So walking will help us. You listen to that. Walking is a sure way to tap into our spiritual power. It does. I used to remember seeing the nuns at the convent school I attended walking with their rosaries, and they just walk through the grounds, big, beautiful grounds, and they were just walking. And I didn't know, I thought they were just praying. But I think no, what I get from walking is what they do. Someone said, oh, she goes for walks, but she doesn't walk fast. That is not the purpose of walking. Walking is to keep movement. You don't have to gallop for a walk unless you want to lose weight or do it. That's fine. But you can also reach that point if you just do it constantly. So you tap into that spiritual power. When you get there, it creates, it causes our creativity to expand. It tells you, it opens it up. And it goes up higher than the summit of the mountain. It goes up higher than where you think you could go. And you get to the top, and your creativity expands even further, because now the information you have received on the walk, you can use it some more. And the more you use it, the more it expands. New things will come up. When I explained to someone that going for a long daily walk, even during the winter, they said only poets can see nature, can use nature for creativity. They told me you have to be a poet. Why else would you go out in the winter or any time for these walks? I had to let them in and say to them, one of the secrets of nature I captured is that nature allows you to be yourself. Nature does not ask you to change. Nature does not criticize you. When you're in nature, you observe more than you think about who you are. And nature is not telling you, hey, you're not walking right. Nature is not telling you you're doing something wrong. Nature just lets you come to visit. Nature allows you to come to play. So when you go on a walk, look at it as, if you live in New York, High Park is right there. If you go somewhere else, you have another park. You have streams, you have rivers, you have trees. There are different levels. We have it here too. Sometimes I go for a walk down all the way to Bloor Street, West Village, just to be in that type of atmosphere. It reminds me of streets in Europe, and it's so much fun. And you can sit and then we'll have a coffee and get back walking to High Park again. And that is one of the things we do. So look at what things happen. I said, look at the ant, this tiny little ant. It's small, but it never stops gathering food. It's always on the walk. It's always going. The spiders spin their webs anywhere they choose. You will find webs in Buckingham Palace because the spiders don't care. They have to move. They must go on their quest. Their quest is to build their nest, their web. The ant is to store food for winter. They're not going to stop. So you're therefore free to do that also. You can walk your way. I realized it was very difficult for that person to understand what I was saying. I got that puzzled look and a confused body language. I just don't get it. So if I walk, he said, I will solve my problem. I said, no, I didn't say that. I said, if you walk and you go purposely just to say, I cannot get an answer, I need to find how to do this, you will find an answer. It mightn't be the entire thing. It might just be a door that shows up. Well, a tiny thing that says, you know what? And I call them doors. That little opportunity, why don't you call John? Why don't you go visit so and so? Why don't you go Google this topic? That is a door. And when the door appears in front of you, you need to push it open. If you're on a quest and you're blocked, if you have a journey, if you want to succeed, if you're looking for a job, if you're doing something and you cannot get the answer, you have to seek it. And when a tiny thing comes in that is unusual, because you've been walking about it, and all that hits your mind is that when you go back home, Google the word gold. I'm just using anything. So go Google that. That's a door. Remember, they say when a door appears, you must push it. Remember, they also say to us when a door closes, a window open. It's the same thing. Your door shut in front of you. You lost your job. You cannot pay your mortgage. COVID has gotten you in bed. You cannot do anything. You're not feeling well. So that big door is closed. But when you're lying there or when you're thinking about the job, what can you do? Can you look at something new and different? So a tiny window opens, comes up, and it's up to you to push it open. Let me see what's out there, and that is what it is. So you on a walk, you might not get the entire answer to the block, but you might shift the block to the side 1 inch, and that little inch lets the light come through so that you can see it. So another important thing is we need not leave the environment we're in. So if we're looking for clarity, we can look for it in the environment where we live. It can be found in a busy city. It doesn't have to be all the time away. You can find it in London, England, in New York, in Toronto, or you can go to Santorini and watch a sunset. You will find it no matter where you are. The job is to, you need to get into the environment, is the place that you begin seeking. Where you are is where you begin seeking. Your answer lies in the cadence of your steps on the ground, your cadence, sorry, of your step on the ground, how you hit the ground with your feet. That is where it starts. That is where it lies. You have to move into the ground. Let your feet hit that ground and you will feel it. You can go heel to toe, and when you bend and you twist your feet like heel to toe, that creates a rhythm. And while you're doing that, your mind is blank. You're not thinking of that problem. You're thinking of how you're moving. Once you get into the gate of it, the next thing now is for you to sit back and hear as you're walking the ideas that are coming. Your eyes will notice things, and that might help you. Walking is a form of meditation. All the greatest mystics and druids and the Tibetans have made pilgrimages from time looking for new thoughts to share and to create new things. I don't think they invented the wheel by sitting in the tent and thinking it can go wrong than wrong. They had to go searching for things to put it together. Without walking, some of the greatest works would not be available to be scrutinized by us today. We wouldn't have had that opportunity. Living next to the lake, for example, means I always have the opportunity to take my muddled thoughts to the water's edge and let the moving waves bring me back to center. So that is another thing. Because I live close to the water, it's really therapeutic for me. It's healing for me. It washes away what I don't need and it brings back. The waves takes and the waves gives. So when I sit there, the waves clears my thought. It takes away the block. It moves it like it moves boulders. And when it's ready, it sends back boulders, which are new ones, different ones that I can look at and choose. So that brings me back to my center. So sitting at the water's edge and just letting the moving waves bring me back to center is therapeutic for me. And sometimes someone was talking once and I was listening to their podcast and they said the sound of the wind, they would just sit and listen to the wind. And they said they realized there were certain times of the day the wind was sung differently. And that brought them back to center. So find your place to do so you do not have to drive there, walk there. The time spent getting there is more important than the time spent when you get there. So on a walk, by the time you get to the point of getting there, most likely you have already shifted the block. So all the time it took you an hour to get to that point of just sitting, the block has shifted a bit. And now the rest of the time, while you are there, the complete block falls and the opening is there for you to get in. And it's only when it has a crack, the light of, clarity will come in. And that's what you're looking for. Walking is a must when you are a seeker. When you are seeking something, walking is a must. It's like you decide you're going shopping for something. You don't only go to the first store, you walk to another store. So you're seeking. So when you're seeking a better life, when you're seeking a better ideas, when you're seeking to make some new goals or to set up a new plan, you go walking, you go searching. And that is what it is. Looking for your vein of goal, your success story, what you want to be good at. You have to seek it and you have to find it. The beginning of the vein of gold might start with a walk, just a walk. So you maybe don't have an idea yet what you want to do, and you're going on a walk. What you're doing is no longer available to you, like so many of us today with this disease, right? A lot of what we're doing is no longer available. So what do? We need to go on a walk. And when we go on a walk, we'll find new ideas. Maybe, maybe we'll find just a tiny one, but something new might pop up. When you're not sure, walk it out. Once you're not sure, rather than get into a fight and answer a question, walk it out. Turn and walk it out. Go looking for an answer, walk it out. When you're confused, walk it out. When you have found it, celebrate it with a walk. So that is what walking out does for you. When you have one or you cannot sort it out, you go. When you come back, you sort it out with a walk. When you win, you still sort it out with a walk. When you are losing, you go looking for it with a walk. When you find it, you celebrate it by going for a walk. So this is what let me what you think what you guys said today. Don't say take the problem for a walk. She likes that. So that is one of the things that you have to do. You must go for a walk. Every now and again, it's important to do that. So sending you light and joy on this wonderful morning. Have some fun. And I will talk to you guys tonight at 7. It's the night of questions. So if you have a question, send me a question and I will answer your question when we come on at tonight at 7 p.m. So sending you light and joy on this wonderful Friday morning, Dawn. I remember now. So talk to you guys later. See you. Bye. Thank you for coming and joining me today. I really appreciate that. And don't forget to like, share the morning blessings and encourage others to follow like you do. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And don't get better.